Steady now.
Tales of Xillia proved something of a relief for Japanese role-playing aficionados, as the 2000s saw a relative decline in the genre's fortunes. Final Fantasy XIII left most long-time fans cold, other series were missing in action, and new attempts at establishing competitors to the major series had fallen flat. After a Japan-exclusive port of Vesperia, Xillia marked the first PS3 installment to be localised for the West. A sturdy game which can feel a touch vanilla at points, this effort nevertheless should please fans of the series and JRPGs in general, thanks to a fast-paced combat system, colourful presentation, and likeable characters. Tales of Xillia revolves around a two-pronged narrative focusing on trainee medical student Jude Mathis and Mila Maxwell, a magically potent successor to a deity. Their meeting sees an infiltration into a laboratory, where a powerful weapon, the Lance of Kresnik, drains Mila of her powers.
Are you insane? Don't you know this is going to drain you too?
Consequently, Mila and Jude travel across the land, which is on the precipice of war, to destroy the Lance, recruiting a party along the way, including mysterious mercenary Alvin and young girl Elise, who is accompanied by a plush brought to life. It's a pretty unremarkable tale, admittedly, though certainly solid, and while it takes a while to enter second gear, later chapters do prove more engaging. The midpoint sees a transformative event which shakes up the story tremendously and keeps you guessing. The only fault is from the two-character perspective. Picking Jude first is definitely recommended, as Mila's side sees key events occur off-screen, but it can leave moments in both sides feeling somewhat confusing.
I'll kill you first!
Run!
It's more the characters which make this one enjoyable. Jude and Mila prove enjoyable protagonists in different ways. The former is young, yet not naive, and has some genuinely thought-provoking lines that somehow avoid feeling forced or cringe-inducing. The latter, which some critics dismissed for dry voice acting, represents a godly figure in a mortal world, and the lack of knowledge of human behaviour and tact can be hilarious.
Read it in a book? When humans are upset, they feel better when you cuddle them.
What book was that?
A mother's eyes, a mother's touch.
Their bonds and personas are developed by a series staple, skits, which feature genuine humour, concise yet deep writing, and well-crafted anime animation which brings these to life. While some can suffer from modern JRPG tropes, such as the irritating plush animal Tipo being gratingly voiced,
Wow, like the tail of a cow!
Don't compare my crowning glory to the tail of a cow.
most are likeable and voiced well, a genuine break from the norm of 7th gen JRPGs translated to English. Playing Xillia proves a sturdy, if somewhat straightforward installment. Compared to previous games, there is some simplified elements which can show mixed results. This Tales lacks a world map, not unlike its immediate predecessor, Tales of Grace, and instead the world is made up of towns and seaports linked with paths with roaming monsters and plentiful treasures to find. The areas themselves feel a touch small, as while paths are often divided into several areas, they are small and rather limited in terms of exploration. Some hidden areas do encourage exploration for unique items, but they require little brain matter to uncover, eschewing puzzles almost entirely. Other aspects feel more limited here, such as the cooking from previous games, which is essentially boiled down to pre-made shop items to add buffs such as extra XP. Speaking of, upgrading weapons from Graces is also gone. Instead, materials found is used to upgrade 5 brands of shops: items, weapons, armor, accessories, and food, and leveling them up unlocks more items to buy, which feels less rewarding than upping lower gear into better ones.
Here we go.
But Xillia really shines in its fast-paced combat, retaining the action focus of previous games with some healthy improvements. As enemies roam around areas, you can opt to face them head-on or sneak behind, which deals damage at the start if successful. Once in battle, you control a single character while AI governs 3 others, and you can mix strikes and defense with magic attacks and item uses. New to the series is character linking, which allows you to tether with one of your trio of allies. These bring benefits unique to each character. For example, Mila can trap stunned foes temporarily in a barrier. But arts see a bigger boon, as special attacks can link with certain characters and you can perform a more powerful variant. Filling a meter on the lower screen, meanwhile, lets you chain multiple linked arts together. These flashy moves can end a battle sharpish, and Xillia's short battle times are a huge plus for those who feel bogged down by battle systems in competing games. It's honestly a blast, and only grows as you learn more arts and recruit further party members. Tales of Xillia also looks great, boasting a colourful style which is bolstered by 7th generation hardware. Characters look fantastic, bearing great detail and solid animation during in-engine cutscenes. The world is vibrant, monster designs are plentiful and detailed, and explosive combat attacks dazzle. Interestingly, exploration runs at 30 frames per second, while combat doubles performance up to 60, though the latter can suffer slowdown during crowded encounters. Occasional anime clips are fantastic, especially the intro with the awesome progress from J-pop star Ayumi Hamasaki. Speaking of which, the audio side is pretty decent. The aforementioned voice work can have peaks and valleys, but the localization is generally rather good.
I told you to go home. Don't tell me you live here.
The soundtrack is perhaps a step below previous games, lacking memorability in some spots. That being said, some tracks stand out, like the bombastic menu theme and the litany of battle themes. Combat strikes and specials sound the part, while jingles for aspects such as items and collecting avoid becoming grating. An initial run through Xillia will likely take around 30 hours, depending on how much you explore the world. A litany of subquests, which range from fetch tasks to simple scenes revealing more of the world, add a bit more incentive to explore. A quest involving 6 ultra-powerful monsters and a hidden dungeon to unlock prove worth seeking out at least. New Game Plus proves a great feature, especially with 2 playable characters. Feats completed reward grade points, and these can then be used on a New Game Plus run to add boons or bring over certain stats. You can carry over your level ups, double XP earned, and add combat buffs such as faster charging meter using grade, and it can make a second run through quicker. The 2 stories do have a lot of crossover elements, but cutscenes and an entire chapter unique to one side do encourage another go around. Tales of Xillia proves a reliably straightforward JRPG, one which should please both series and genre aficionados, even if it's unlikely to replace your favourites from both other series and Namco's long-running franchise. The storytelling can be uneven, and the simplification of some aspects feels unnecessary and perhaps makes exploration less enticing. However, fast-paced combat, likeable characters, and a vibrant presentation keep you engaged, even if other aspects falter. Compared to many JRPGs of the same gen, Xillia proves a good time, even if it's unlikely to win over anyone who lacks enthusiasm for the genre.
All true, but I've never seen anyone pick a fight with a monster that big before.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to show you a new experience.
Lucky me.